80 high schoolers from Los Angeles and Oakland, taking them to Las Vegas to compete in the Bigfoot Hoops Las Vegas Classic, a tournament that helped propel his career. They went on board an Alaska Airlines Kevin Durant Boeing 737. Nike was tied to the event as part of an activation of Durant's latest signature shoe, the KD11. Also today, Durant spoke exclusively with our Mark Spears about the biggest storylines this summer around the league, starting with LeBron picking the Lakers.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a perfect decision, perfect move. Did everything he's supposed to do in Cleveland. I think this is a perfect next step for him. And he's kind of breaking down the barriers of what an NBA superstar is supposed to be. You know, you feel like you're supposed to just, play it out in one spot. I think he did a good job of giving you different chapters, and it's going to make his book even more interesting when it's done.
Now, with DeMarcus, did DeMarcus reach out to you? How did you first hear about Cousins being interested in the Warrior? And I'm sure you were a little shocked by it.
Yeah, definitely. We all were. I got a call that morning, I think, from Bob, and just said it's a possibility, and I'm like, no way. And then I went to the movies throughout the day, and I got like 3 or 4 calls in the movies I had to ignore. And then when I got out, it said it was finalized, and I FaceTimed DeMarcus, and I was just so excited because I knew how important this time was for DeMarcus to find a team, find somebody that's going to, help him kind of get through this injury first and then, play his best basketball. So I think it's going to be perfect for both spots, for him and for us.
For a guy who's constantly dealing with hate, what did you think about all the hate that came from you guys getting Cousins?
Well, it was expected. I mean, nobody likes a great thing. I mean, greatness is rare, so, it's different, and people don't like different. So I get it. But I think for DeMarcus, I liked his approach. I like our approach to it, just coming in and just wanting to be about basketball, and once you look at it that way, then it works out perfectly.
So how do you guys make it work with one ball and all that talent?
Throwing the ball when you got a mismatch. Throw me the ball when I got a mismatch. Clay open for a 3, pass it. Steph pick and roll, do your thing. Draymond play defense. We'll figure it out.
Prediction, plenty of mismatches, especially when you see the Warriors with this all-star team. The addition of Boogie, the Warriors have 5 All-Stars from last season. According to Elias, the last team 5 All-Stars from the previous season, the 1975-76 Celtics, which went on to win the title.
This is Mark Spears with ESPN's The Undefeated with a very tanned, relaxed and rested Kevin Durant. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
Tell us about this Alaska Airlines situation you had with the kids, and how excited they were to see you.
Yeah, we got 4 AAU teams heading to Vegas. Usually, if you don't know, kids play ball all summer as high school, as grassroots players, and then every team gets together in Vegas and plays a huge tournament all throughout Vegas. So just giving them a different experience on their way there. Hopefully it sparks something and inspires them to play even better throughout this weekend.
You have your wings, kind of like Michael Jordan wings on the side of the plane. What was it like for you to see that and to fly in a plane with your picture on it?
Man, it's surreal at this point. I mean, everything that's going on, I mean, it's something I didn't even script, so to have all of this stuff here and to impact so many, up-and-coming basketball players, it's inspiring to me, and it's pretty cool that I get to do this, and never going to take it for granted.
What is the best advice you could give to these young kids?
Do it for the love. Everything will come after that.
Yeah. Now with DeMarcus, did DeMarcus reach out to you? How did you first hear about Cousins being interested in the Warrior? And I'm sure you were a little shocked by it.
Yeah, definitely. We all were. I got a call that morning, I think,
from
Bob, and just said it's a possibility, and I'm like, no way. And then I went to the movies throughout the day, and I got like 3 or 4 calls in the movies I had to ignore. And then when I got out, it said it was finalized, and I FaceTimed DeMarcus and called Bob, and I was just so excited because I knew how important this time was for DeMarcus to find a team, find somebody that's going to help him kind of get through this injury first and then, play his best basketball. So I think it's going to be perfect for both spots, for him and for us.
For a guy who's constantly dealing with hate, what did you think about all the hate that came from you guys getting Cousins?
Well, it was expected. I mean, nobody likes a great thing. I mean, greatness is rare, so, it's different, and people don't like different. So I get it. But I think for DeMarcus, I liked his approach. I like our approach to it, just coming in and just wanting to be about basketball. And, you know, once you look at it that way, then it works out perfectly.
With Cousins, what are the Warriors?
Gives us a different team. I think we're kind of the same team, but we add somebody in there that can score in a low post, that can demand a double team, and you can't switch on them. I think that gives us a different look. So I feel like a lot of teams feel like they can switch their bigs on or smalls onto our bigs, but you can't do that with DeMarcus. So, but we're not used to playing that way either. So we got to figure stuff out. We're playing with a scoring big down low. So it's going to be an adjustment, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. It should be a new injection of energy for us.
Any idea when you think he'll be back with you guys? Or
hopefully. December, I guess. I don't know. I heard that he's been working hard and that he's expecting to be ready by the end of camp. And I've seen some footage of him looking great. But it's all when he wants to come back, man. We with the Warriors, no matter who it is, they don't want to rush any injuries. They want to make sure it's 100% correct. So it's no different with DeMarcus.
What was your mentality in a very short free agency, signing a one-year deal with the Warriors to come back? How can you explain your new contract and your decision to return?
I just thought it was the right thing to do for me.
Because?
Just no reason, just perfect thing to do.
Yeah. Why return to the Warriors? What was the key thing that brought you back there?
We just won back-to-back championships, have another opportunity to three-peat and play with those guys again. Of course, it was an easy decision.
Yeah. USA Basketball, you got a new coach, a lot of new guys. What are you hoping to get out of this week in Vegas?
Well, just to figure out what it is Pops wants us to do as a team. I mean, Coach K controlled it for so long, and it's to have another, great basketball mind at the helm. I mean, it's going to be a different but fun transition. So I'm looking forward to it. I just want to learn and get ready to, hopefully represent my country when that time comes. And I just want to be fully prepared. So I'm looking forward to the next few days.
What was your response to LeBron James going to the Lakers?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a perfect decision, perfect move. Did everything he's supposed to do in Cleveland. I think this is a perfect next step for him. And he's kind of breaking down the barriers of what an NBA superstar is supposed to be. You feel like you're supposed to just, play it out in one spot. I think he did a good job of giving you different chapters, and it's going to make his book even more interesting when it's done.
You got to visit with him lately, and what can you share about what you guys talked about?
Just life, just life. Excited about what lies ahead for him and for us as men, more so than basketball players, and just breaking bread and just showing love.
Lastly, Kawhi Leonard. That's obviously a big move, his trade for DeRozan. Your thoughts on that, and were you pretty shocked about the whole thing?
No, nothing in the NBA shocks me when it comes to business, so I'm excited that Kawhi was able to do what he wanted to do, and I know DeMar was a little upset about the move, but I think in the long run, I think it's going to be great for basketball for both of those guys. Kawhi getting an opportunity to control his own team from, the small forward position, wanted to do the stuff he wanted to do in his last few years in San Antonio. He get to showcase that in Toronto, and I think DeMar is going to work great with Coach Pop and just bringing out the best of him. So it worked out well for both sides, I thought.
So how do you guys make it work with Cousins? One ball and all that talent?
Throwing the ball when he got a mismatch. Throw me the ball when I got a mismatch. If Clay open for a three, pass it. Steph and pick and roll, do your thing. Draymond play defense. We'll figure it out.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Enjoy your playing, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
The last of Cleveland's big three in and paid. Kevin Love's on a 4-year, $120 million contract extension today, topping out his overall deal at 5 years, $145 million. Love opted out of his current deal to start the new extension and is happy to get paid and stay in Cleveland.
When I got traded here a few years back, we had an idea of what was Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. We got a little bit spoiled with 4 years in a row of the finals, but now we get to build this thing again. So we're definitely excited about who we have moving forward. We know that we're going to add some new pieces, but we feel like things are going to head in the right direction. A very exciting day. I actually didn't know what I was walking into this morning, which was super special, seeing the construction, put on the hard hat. It kind of felt, it felt good to be there with, some real blue-collar workers out there. So that was special to be a part of that.
All right, let's go by the numbers on Love last season. He was much better defensively with LeBron off the court, posting a defensive efficiency of 101.7. Hopefully a sign of things to come for next season without the King. Love has always been proven to be versatile. Last year, it was his best in from behind the arc. He shot 41.5% from three, the second highest mark in a season in his career. And he was at his best when the Cavs needed him most. Despite playing just 59 games, Love was tied for fourth in the league in clutch time plus minus. Let's welcome in our Brian Windhorst. And Wendy, this deal came as a bit of a surprise. Love signing the deal. You heard him mention that impromptu ceremony arranged by the team in front of employees and construction workers at Quicken Loans Arena. You want to get that? Hold on. Don't answer that.
I mean, it's all been taken care of. Look, the Cavs loved that as soon as LeBron James left for LA, that Kevin Love came to them and said, hey, I want to sign an extension. If you want to find a way to Dan Gilbert's heart and Dan Gilbert signs the checks, that's a really good way to do it. And so they bestowed on him the largest contract in the history of the organization. They wanted to give it to LeBron. He didn't want it. So Kevin Love is now ready to accept it. And remember, this is a guy who's missed over 50 games the last 2 seasons. He's had 3 surgeries since signing with the Cavs a couple years ago. And he's a guy who's had concussion issues. So they've done a favor for him by giving him security, and he's doing a favor for them by committing to them at this time.
Yeah, I get that. But even though Love is locked up for the foreseeable future, I'm curious, how much do the Cavs truly value him as a foundation player going forward?
Well, they are looking at him to pair him with Colin Sexton. They think that they're going to be a really good match together. They wanted him signed for all of Sexton's rookie contract, which is 4 years, and they think that those 2 guys are going to be their foundation pieces going forward. Now, is that going to be the case? I don't know. I can't see the future, but that's who the Cavs see is what they want to do going forward. And they believe that Love being a big man who can play pick and roll against alongside a really good point guard is how you build a winner in the NBA, and that's what they're investing in.
Rebuild mode in Cleveland. Brian Windhorst with the latest, all things phone calls here.